Hello, hello, friends. Welcome to our Tuesday segment of Craft Around the Clock. Say hello when you're hopping in here. We are coming on just a couple minutes early so we can get shared inside the group. And I'm picking out my paints and getting all the things ready. Super excited about this new kit, you guys. This is one you asked for. Hello. If you see the red live button, you are catching this live. If you don't see that, then you're catching this on the replay. So you can hop ahead just a minute or so we can get through all the hellos. And how's your day? Hello, Miss Tracy. How are you? Okay, guys, it looks like we are ready. I see a couple of you popping on. So I am still trying to choose my paint colors because oh my gosh, you guys, this was a total whim. I had something else entirely different planned for today, but you know me, I've always got to make it interesting. Hello, Miss Teresa. How are you, my friend? Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, you guys, I asked you, hello, Miss Mary from Ocean Breeze and Me. I asked you guys, what kind of new projects that you would like to see, and a couple of you said birdhouses. Thanks for sprinkling, Miss Mary. So I designed this cute little wonky birdhouse door hanger. Okay, so one of the reasons that I'm a little bit late is because when I design them, I then go cut them to make sure everything comes out right, and I changed it just a little bit, and I made it taller. So when this comes, and I do not have it listed yet, you guys, when this comes, it's going to have like the top of it cut off, and that is so that it will still fit inside the box. But I wanted this to be 15 inches tall, so this is going to fit together like this, and you'll just have that little top part cut off, and that's totally okay. I may send you that little triangle so you can glue it back together. Hello, Kathy. All right, so I'm still picking my colors. I did my little mock-up on my computer over there, so I want this to be kind of a barn red for me. So you guys can make this any color that you want. But because I love the bright reds and yellows and stuff for summertime, I'm still trying to decide what color I want to do. So I think that for my birdhouse, I'm going to paint it this very old ceramic coat color called Sonoma Wine. But before I start, I want to tell you something. When you get your kit, I did make it so that the hole is cut out, all the way cut out. So I thought if you wanted to put something behind there, like a piece of black paper or something like that, you could. But I don't think I'm going to put anything back there. We'll see at the end. Also, I made this little stand, whatever, the little birdie stand. I made that a cutout as well. And you're going to keep that, but we're going to glue that in later. And so I'm going to turn my glue gun on here. And so this should come together really, really fast. So let's go ahead and get the birdhouse itself painted. And I'm going to use, yeah, I think this is good. I think the Sonoma Wine is a good color. I'm going to use just a sponge and go ahead and use it just like a paintbrush. Okay, I can slow down and take a breath, right? A perch. That's what I'm looking for, a perch. So their little perch, you're going to glue that in there. And I wanted to go in with my little Dremel tool and wonky up the edges a little bit more, but I didn't have time. So we're just going to sand that at the end. Okay, so because the top of your birdhouse, let me flip this around, is going to be glued on there, you do not need to worry about painting that. In fact, it's probably better that you don't, because glue sticks better if it's just wood to wood. And so you don't have to worry about In fact, you don't have to worry about down here either because I made a thicker little stand for you. I've got some paint boogers in this paint. Hello, hello, Miss Julianne from Washington. Is your son coming back? We have sun this afternoon because I'm here on the Oregon coast. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of dab that down here. I don't know if this Sonoma wine, I think it's going to be fine. Doesn't that look kind of like a little barn? That's kind of what I wanted it to look like, was a little barn. Okay, now for we're going to have our little gable here and our little bottom of our birdhouse. We're going to do those, or I'm going to do mine in about 10 minutes. I'm going to do mine in I'm going to do it in toffee brown, I think. Yeah, so our sun has been, it was pouring down rain this morning, and then our sun has been coming out this afternoon. So it is going to start getting sunny again. So Brenda says, you've had a beautiful day in Southeast Texas. Lucky you. So excited. Okay, so did I miss anything, you guys? I was so rattled trying to get up here in time about this kit. Let me tell you what all it comes with. It comes with the 3 flowers. It comes with a cute little heart to go up underneath the gables. It comes with this cute little sign that says, "Every birdie's welcome," and it's going to be backwards. Sorry about that. It is scored in there, so you can take a paint pen after you're all done and kind of trace inside those words a little bit, and it will darken them up. But on my bunny sign, I found that I didn't even really need to do that. Rainy and windy in PA today. Okay, so we're going to do the gables and the bottom part in let me cut this off, in that toffee brown. And I think that's probably going to be dark enough. And then we'll do a little bit of shading afterwards as well. So I'm just going to use my sponge, which is just perfect for painting up these pieces, you guys. That is more of a yellowy brown than than it looked in the bottle. But we're going to, like I said, we're going to do some shading and some fleckling and all the fun things to make it fun. And if we need to darken that up a little bit more, we can. All right. Yes, so like I said, I had something entirely different planned today. I was going to do another flower pot craft, but I was going to do something with a birdhouse, and then all of a sudden I'm designing a new birdhouse. But I still want to do the other idea, because then that gave me a really good idea to do a little birdhouse in a flower pot. Okay, now for our flowers, I'm going to do what I've been doing. I'm going to do those, I think I'm going to do those in the straw, which is this fun yellow. Now I'm going to have paint all over me. So we're going to have yellow flowers, and I think we're going to do that Sonoma wine center on those. Thank you, my friends. And then we're going to need our, let's see, what all do we have here? We have a riser. I'll explain those. We're going to do our little birdie legs in yellow. Was excited about those little birdie legs. And then our flower centers, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now another piece of sponge. Where'd my scissors go? So I was down there cutting it, decided I wanted to lengthen it, and all of a sudden I looked at the clock and it was about 1/4 till. So I am rushing around trying to hurry up and get all my things together so I can come up and paint with you. One of these days I'm actually going to learn not to fly by the seat of my pants. But when I have time, so today I was all caught up on orders, and so I actually had time to sit down and design things. And then I always have so many ideas going that I can't decide which one I want to do. So that's just how I roll. Just how I roll. So what colors would you use to paint your little house, your little birdhouse? Would you do it in, what would you do to match your house if you were going to lay this on your, put this on your front porch or in your foyer? I just kept thinking it would look really cute as like a little barn. In fact, after I cut the top of my birdhouse off like this, then I was like, Kimber, you should have made it a barn. You should have made it a barn. So now I might have to go back and make a barn birdhouse. Oh gosh. I think it would be really, really cute with a barn roof. So you guys, I've been reading, or I was reading this morning, that Facebook is having all kinds of crazy issues with people not being able to go live. And I know that I was watching a creator earlier today and it just quit. So hopefully we don't have any problems, because I'm not really, oh, there's some more comments. Okay. Wouldn't that be cute? And I don't know why I didn't think of that. Okay, so let's go back with let's do, I want to have some contrast here. I don't want everything to be, that Tuscan red is the same. Maybe I'll do a brown center. So let's go in with the brown oxide. So they'll be like little black-eyed Susan flowers. Come on. Little, little black-eyed Susans. Okay, we just need a tiny bit. And we're just going to tap that on there. And then the reason I was having so much trouble deciding what color I wanted the actual birdhouse to be is because I want my little wonky heart to be my Kimber red color. And if I paint it, I was afraid if I painted it a red color, my heart wasn't going to show up. Because I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I'll put a little bit of this barn red in there. But maybe I'll just have to highlight it a little bit. Okay, so I'm just mixing up my paint over here. Little drop. Whoops, that doesn't want to be a little drop. That doesn't want to be a little drop. All right, I am going to mix that up and give my heart some love here. Yeah, that's going to show up. It will. We'll have to do a little bit of highlighting around the edges instead of shading, but I think it will show up just fine. All right, so this toffee was pretty light. So we might have to darken that up a little. We'll see. We'll see how it looks after we do some shading. Yeah, the barn would look so cute with my little, because I have my chicken coop is like a chicken barn. And so that would be really cute to do like a little chicken barn. See, this is how my brain works, you guys. I'm just constantly trying to come up with a new idea. Okay, so we got flowers, flower centers. I think for my sign, I'm going to use this this brown oxide, and I'm just going to brush it on there to almost make it look like I stained it. I've already got my wire in there because, shoot, forgot wire. Because I wanted to measure that really quick. So I'm going to put a little bit of water on my sponge, and almost like we're just kind of staining that sign. Take my wire out of there. I left wire laying on the stairs, so I may have to, let me see if I have some more up here. I may have to like jet away for, nope, I got some. We're good. I never can remember if I have my wire up here. I have stuff down in the laser room, stuff up here in the craft room. Okay, so let me show you how these letters look after I did kind of like a, just like a wash with the paint. And so you can still see those really, really well. So what you could do is take like one of your paint markers after everything's all dry, and you could just very, very carefully go over the insides of those letters. But I found that it looks just fine the way that it is. I can't score them because it takes too long to do it that way. But I feel like when I use a really thin font and do the scoring, let's see, I can't engrave it. I can score it for you, but I can't really engrave it because then it just takes too long. Okay, so we'll set that out of the way. I think we have all of our pieces done except for, let's see, I'm going to do this in black. So do I have black? Right here, I have this in black. And I just want to, in fact, I'm going to use a paintbrush for that. And I just need a tiny, tiny drop of that because I want that to really stand out. So I'm just going to kind of stipple that on there, and then we will let that dry. Okay, glue gun is getting hot. I need a paper towel. All right, so I only had to put one coat of that Sonoma wine on there. But before I do any fleckling or anything, I am going to take my sanding block and I'm going to sand that paint down, or that surface, to get rid of the texture so that when I do my fleckling, it doesn't bleed into the texture of that wood. And it's okay if I get my sides a little bit sanded off because we're going to want that later. All right, so everything is all painted up, and set that out of the way. Let's move these out of the way. And the next thing we're going to do is do our shading, and I'm going to need to get my inks out of here. We're going to do our shading along our rooftop here, around our gables. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just use it right out of the inker. Well, maybe I better not. Just in case that paint isn't all the way dry. And I'm going to use my finger dauber and just shade along the edges of my gable here. There we go. You could do paint shading if you wanted to on this. So I'm going about a half inch in around the edges. I may go back after I get everything done, you guys, and use my Dremel tool to do my edges. I'm loving how that is turning out. And I think that it would have looked so cute with this too, but that's what happens. Okay, so you guys can kind of see that. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Sometimes it looks really dark in the pictures, or in the pictures, in the video when I hold it up. Okay, I'm just going to go around the edges here a little bit more. And then we are going to go in the center with, let's see, I am looking for a lighter ink. Maybe this gray. Let's see how that looks. I'm going to need something a little lighter to give myself some highlights. Oh, you know what? I forgot to paint our bird. Let's paint our bird really quick. Seeing that blue made me think of that. So for my blue bird, or for my little bird, I'm going to paint it in the Ceramcoat Blue Haven. Let's give that a little quick coat of that. I need a piece of sponge. A little yellow bird would be so cute too, I think, but I think I'm going to stick with the blue. And I scored his beak on there for you. I was going to cut it. I was going to cut the beak in a separate piece. But sometimes when the wood is this thin, the layers kind of make it look really bulky. So I didn't think, but we'll just go over his beak. Let me show you that. It's scored on there, and his eye actually cut out, and I'm not really sure why. So I'll have to fix that in the file. But then you can just go over his beak with yellow. And you've got your little lines. You can do that with a paintbrush, or I'm going to just do it with my sponge here. And that will take another coat. There we go. But there's his cute little beak. Isn't that cute? Isn't he a cute little bird? I actually hand drew him. He's so cute. Okay, and then our legs. I forgot our legs. So I wanted him to have, I hope these look okay. I wanted him to have little legs because I just thought it was so cute in the drawing. Okay, so now that we are sanded, we are shaded there, let's use that same, before I do my highlighting, let's use that same dauber to give our flowers just an eensy bitsy bit of shading around the edges. So this is going to be very summery instead of very spring-like. I am dreaming of summer. Hello, Brenda. Oh, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Okay. So now I think all of our pieces are finished. We just have to keep remembering to go back and giving our little birdie beak some extra here. Yellows can be such a pain sometimes. Okay. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so much. I think sometimes, like I said, I will see something that inspires me, and that's when it hits me, and I have to do it right now. Oops, I touched his beak. Otherwise, I will forget or move on. My ADD brain will find something new to focus on, and I've lost it. And that's just how it goes. Okay, here we go. Here we go, little guy. He's got a cute little nose now. See, he's so cute. Look at his little tail feathers. Okay, so now I wanted to see about giving it some highlight. So this pumice stone, it's a gray. I'm going to use a finger dauber here with a little bit of this gray, and we're going to see how this goes, okay? Because I want to give a little bit of highlight in the middle of my gables here. we'll just kind of spread that on there really lightly. I could use my stipple brush too with some white. Okay. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but see how we just kind of gave it a little bit of highlighting there. And then I'm going to save that because I'm going to do the same thing with our heart. It's probably dry. So normally I would do a shading around the edge of this, but because this heart is red and I want it to show up on the other red, I'm hoping this is going to turn out. I'm going to highlight the edges with this lighter color ink, and we'll see if that will make it stand out a little bit more. It does. And then once we sand the edges, that will stand out more as well. Okay, so now let me see if I'm going to go in with a tiny bit of black. Kind of more in the center. And I am just barely touching this heart here, just to kind of soften the white, if that makes sense. Or the gray, whatever, pumice. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go in. I still got this heavy sanding paper on my Gator sander here. So we're going to just sand the edges of that, and hopefully that is going to stand out like I want it to. Okay, let me give my edges a little bit of sand here. And the edges of our rooftop. So you don't have to sand it if that's not your style, but I like things kind of a little rustic. So we're going to give it a little rustic flair here. Oh, so I didn't go up high enough on that. I did not. So you're going to have to go up a little bit higher on the roof here. I thought that was going to cover more better. There we go. Just kind of take it up right in the middle. There we go. Either my paint has fuzzies in it or something has fuzzies. Okay, so let's let that dry a little bit. And what can we move on to? So let's let that dry before I glue it on. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Hi, Lynn. Yes, Lynn, this will be a kit. I didn't get it listed, but it will be a kit a little later this evening. Okay, so I'm also using the highlighter in the center of our flowers on one side. And then I will use that black and kind of shade the other side. So one side's going to get a highlight and one side's going to get some shade. And then they'll blend together. And then we can glue our flower centers on. Okay, we got 15 minutes. I think we're going to be good. So let's go ahead and glue our flower centers on. I am going to use super glue for that. Finally, comments. I know sometimes, like I said, I feel like today's been a day where people are having some issues. But I try not to worry about it because it's going to be what it's going to be. Most people, I think, catch it on the replay anyway, which is fine. Here we go. Okay, so we have our little one. Got a little edge there. Oh, hi, Zoe. Hi. Do you want to say hi? She just came in from outside, so she's super excited. You got a stick on you. Say hi. Are you playing? I can't come out right now. She wants me downstairs. She's like, you've been busy all day. Hello, Marianne. How are you? I haven't seen you in a long time, my friend. Whoops, that is the wrong one. We got, oh, actually it wasn't. I just made really big flower centers. Okay, so for our flowers, what we're going to do while we're waiting for that to dry is, we are going to go ahead and get our wire, and I'm going to show you. We're going to do just like we did the other night. So I'm going to grab my wire cutters here, and I'm going to cut 3 pieces of wire. Probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches long. And we are going to get a piece of our burlap ribbon ready. And I need either, see, I think I'm going to use my dotting tool here. Isn't she funny? She's so cute, you guys. She is such a silly little dog. She's going to be 3 years old already. Okay, so what I did is I bent my wire, and I'm going to leave the 2 ends relatively straight, or I curled my wire. Okay, so you can use as small or large of, you can use a pencil or the end of a paintbrush, however big you want your your curlies to be. And we are going to glue these on. So I cut one a little bit longer. I'm going to flip these over, get my, where'd my ribbon go? Okay, get my ribbon ready. And I'm going to cut the little pieces of this burlap. I feel like when I do it this way, hello, Cynthia. When I do it this way, it just holds a little better. I've got my scissors here. So I'm just going to put dollop of glue on there. And then I'm going to push that down into that glue. Use my little silicone finger thing here and push that into that glue. I'm going to have to cut that little piece off so it doesn't show through the back. And I'll hold this up and show you. So this is what the back of it looks like. It's not the most pretty, but I feel like that burlap really helps grab onto that. Hi, Marianne. You're fine. It really helps grab into that glue and push that wire down. Otherwise, what happens is your wire can kind of start spinning inside that glue if you don't put something over it. So there's one of our flowers. We're going to do the same to the other 2. A little dollop of glue. Even sometimes I was putting like a piece of wood on the back, like a little wood riser. And even that I felt just didn't hold as well. So I feel like the fibers in this ribbon, or even it doesn't have to be ribbon, just a piece of burlap, something that will really help grab onto that. Okay. There we go. 2. Messing with that little bit of glue. Choop. And this wire is so dirty. I know it's made for something different. I wish that they would make craft wire that wasn't so yucky and dirty. Okay. Now I'm going to trim off my little pieces there. Anything that doesn't need to show. Okay, so now we're going to take our little flowers and we're just going to make them a little bouquet like this. Okay, so remember you can move your flowers later however you want to. So I'm just going to kind of make a little bouquet like this. And I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to put my little silicone pad down here. Let's see. How did I do this the other day? I'm going to get a piece of my ribbon. And I'm going to put, how did I do this? Anybody remember how I did that when I did the bunnies, or did I not get around to it on my live? Because, let's see, what did I do? Oh, I taped it. That's what I did. So first I taped it. Like, how did I hold those together? Because you're not going to see this. It's going to be hidden in the Spanish moss. So you won't see it. So you can tape it with regular tape, painter's tape, anything you want to. And make a little bouquet. See how I did that? And then you can bend your flowers however you want to. And then they're gonna get glued on, and that's all gonna get hidden by the Spanish moss. So we could actually then wrap it with a piece of this. So I'll just put a little tiny bit of glue, or even the Fabri-Tac. Let's do Fabri-Tac so I don't burn my fingers. So we'll wrap that. We'll wrap this in the ribbon so you won't see that blue tape. Okay. Oh, I hear sirens. Hi, Jeannie. Hello, Denise. Thank you for sprinkling. And Beverly, thank you so much. Okay, guys. So that is we're just gonna let that Fabri-Tac hold up for a little bit. Aren't those really cute? Now, let's come back over to our birdhouse, and we are going to need to fleckle. So let's put all of our things that we're going to fleckle out in the open. Put that right there. Let's see, we'll put that right there since we're not going to. Okay, have my paintbrush. How are we doing for time? We got 10 minutes. Need that flower too. So if we're going to fleckle this with white, and I'm going to use the ivory chalk paint. So a little bit of water, little bit of paint, working it in. Find a place on my paper, and we're just going to fleckle. Make sure my flowers get fleckled. Need a little bit more water. Whoop. Fleckle the flowers. Oh my goodness. I got a big blob right there. So I'm just going to wick that off, and I will shade that later. So a little bit too much water. Fleckle, fleckle our little bird. And everything is fleckled. That little flower needs a fleckle. Our heart needs a fleckle. Okay. So I think I'm just going to stop at white fleckles. And now we're going to glue our little gables on. So I'm going to put that here. And there. And then right up in here. I don't think we are going to need it up high. glue our gables on. Think of it as bird poop. Well, you know, if you've ever seen a real birdhouse, it's definitely not clean, is it? I probably could have glued my gables on first. Now I can't really push on it. Okay. Now I want to sand my edges here a little bit more. Oh, I wish my heart would stand up a little bit more. I think I might have an extra riser up here. So I may put my little riser underneath my heart. Oh, I know what we could do. We could put, that's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little bit of Spanish moss, and where'd that extra little riser go? I've always got something up here I can use as a riser. Yeah, because you don't want to glue Spanish moss. Okay, I have this one. Let's use that one. That's a little big. Oh, here's a piece. I'm just going to use this piece of cardboard. So one thing I did learn is that if you put Spanish moss into super glue and try to glue things on top of it, it will not stick. It will not stick. So we're going to take this Spanish moss and we're just going to put it on the outside. Actually, what we can do is maybe put a little bit of hot glue to hold that on the side of that piece of cardboard. There we go. There we go. And I don't know why that is, but every time I've ever tried to glue Spanish moss into super glue, it does not stay. Oh, you're not late, Kelly. You can always catch the replay. Okay, whoops. See, I don't know what it is, you guys. I don't know what it is. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do it with Fabri-Tac. I'm going to wipe that off. Because Fabri-Tac always sticks. We'll just have to give it a little bit of extra time. Okay, now I'm not sure I like the placement of that, but it's down now. Okay, so you do have a little riser for your bird. Let's glue this on. Hopefully I'm going to get done. So you have a ledge here for everything to sit on. Thank you for sprinkling. I'm going to hold that down. Let it grab. Because we only got 5 minutes. Okay, why is that not sticking? Okay, hot glue to the rescue. Even though I'm not a fan of hot glue on my wood pieces. For now, that's how it's going to have to be. Okay, I'll hold that down for a second. Okay, so you're going to figure out where you want your little bird to go. Okay. And then we have to put his little legs down too. Hopefully that's going to stay. So his little legs are going to go, let me show you these. They're so cute, you guys. They are going to be a little fragile. So they're going to go right here. And then you're going to want your other riser piece to be right above them. So let's glue that down. You don't have to worry about painting it. And then we're going to give our little legs a little bit of glue here. And set those right there. There we go. And then glue our little bird down. I love his little legs. So you can put him as high or low as you want to. And let me hold this up. He's going to be so cute, but look at his little legs. So you could, after you get everything all glued together, you could totally glue glue some moss under him as well. Okay, so I'm going to take my little flowers here and I'm going to put a nice healthy dollop of hot glue, and I'm going to glue that burlap into that hot glue. And then I'm going to take some more hot glue, and this is what's going to hold our Spanish moss. And like I said, then you're not going to see any of that, what you glued down and glued together. Okay, so now our little piece right here, that little piece that came out, I'm going to put some hot glue on there. And I think I'm going to change the shape of this just a little bit so you can stick it in there and it will kind of grab. How am I for time? Okay, there we go. And then I have this little flower to go on our heart up there. I'm almost done. I just need like maybe 5 more minutes. Okay, and then this piece right here, this other little oval piece, I think it's going to need to go, we'll super glue it, but I don't know if that's really going to, I think I would probably use like some E6000. And then our little sign, and I took my wire off, and what did I do with my wire? I think I lost it. Oh, here it is. We're almost done. We're almost done. I think I have 1 minute. If it get cut off, then I'll go ahead and finish and you guys can come back and see. I might get cut off from Craft Around the Clock, but if you are watching in Craft Around the Clock, then you just want to refresh and you will get to see the next person. I'm going to have to use something smaller than that. Okay, guys, there it is. It is all done. How fun is that? Okay, I think that I'm either right on time or I'm a minute or so late. So if you are watching in Craft Around the Clock, you're going to hit the refresh button and you're going to get to see the next presenter. If you are watching on my page, then I thank you so much for joining me. And I got it done. Isn't that fun? I just love it. I forgot to paint my little hanger here, but so I'm gonna kind of clean up the file a little bit a little later tonight, and I'll get this listed with the picture. I forgot to shade my bird too. And it will be all ready to go, and I will start cutting kits on Friday. So remember, Wednesdays is a work day and Thursdays is Baby Kai Day. So I will start cutting kits for these on Friday for you. So, all right, ladies, I hate to jet off, but it's not fair to the next person in line. So hop on over to Craft Around the Clock and see who is coming up after me and what they're going to make today. So I thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.